Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Arlene. Today I'm going to be making ratatouille. I absolutely love it. I think my pan might be a little too hot here, but I just lowered it and I have it very generously sprayed with my olive oil cooking spray. And over here I have onion and pepper, a green zucchini, eggplant, and a different type of zucchini because they didn't have the yellow. So everything is just chopped into big chunks. So the first thing I'm going to cook, and you want to do each thing separate, is the peppers and the onions. They take the longest. And I'm just going to throw them in. Like I said, this pan was screaming hot. I'm going to break up those onions real quick. This doesn't really take too long to make. It's just you have to do it in different steps. Let me see if I can move you over a little bit. Sorry about that. I'm getting onions everywhere. I'm going to let this go for about 5 minutes. I'm going to shut you off for a second. I'm going to let it go for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to take it out and put it into a bowl. And then I'll get on to the next vegetable. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. And this is just where about I like them to be. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all this into a bowl. I have my nice big Temptations bowl over here. Take that all out. Now I'm going to spray my pan again. And I actually have these beautiful oils gift box. This is what the box looks like. Crushed olive, the crushed olive with these beautiful different olives and balsamics. So there's Sicilian lemon balsamic, there's blood orange olive oil, there's traditional 18-year balsamic, there's Tuscan herb olive oil, fig balsamic, and I'm going to put a teaspoon of the garlic olive oil in this pan right now. Just a teaspoon. And there's no like barcode that I can scan to see how many points it is. So when I do the points, I'm just gonna do it as if it's regular olive oil. So it's 1 teaspoon of olive oil. I'm gonna take my, I forget what they called this squash, but it's not your regular green squash and it's not your yellow squash. There was a special name for it. And for the life of me, I can't remember. I'm just going to throw that in. Now, each layer I did add, and when I tell you the tiniest little pinch, a little tiny, look at, like hardly nothing, a little dusting of the black pepper, and a little dusting of the kosher salt. So I'm going to do that with each layer. You don't want to put too much, but you do want to season every layer as you go. Now, since this only takes a little while to cook, I'm going to add, I have a whole bunch of fresh chopped garlic here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of my garlic, and I'm going to do that to the next 2 layers and get that garlic going. So this isn't going to take long at all, a couple minutes. And I'm going to do that to the eggplant and to the green squash. So I don't think I have to show it. I'm doing the same thing for every layer. So when I take this out, after I don't want it mushy soft. How I want it is just a little bit, like it's probably good right now, because it takes a very short time to cook. Let me see. A little bit longer. Maybe I have to put that up a little bit. Oh my God, it smells so good in here. All right, so I'm going to let this cook another minute or two. Transfer it to the bowl. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Respray it. Put the eggplant. Cook the eggplant. Add it to the bowl. Cook the green squash. Put it to the bowl. So you want to do everything in layers. Okay, add a little bit of salt and pepper to each layer. And I'll probably add 1 more teaspoon of this, not to the eggplant. The eggplant seems to absorb it too much and get mushy. I'll do it to the green squash. Or the zucchini, rather. All right, and then everything will be in the bowl, and then I'll show you the next step to this delicious, delicious ratatouille. And it's funny, everybody thinks that ratatouille is Italian. It's not, it's actually French. So this is actually a French dish. Okay, so I shall return. Okay, all of my vegetables are now all sauteed. Not till they're mushy. I left them a little bit. They have a bite to them. Now the last step, I just sprayed this pan again a little bit. And so far, this is my 3rd tablespoon of the oil I'm using. And I'm just going to plop that right in the middle. And of course, just use regular olive oil if you don't have the seasoned. I'm going to add the rest of my garlic. As you can tell, I love garlic. And literally just saute this for like a minute. If you over saute it, it gets very bitter. Like 30 seconds, a minute. That's all you need. Just get it bubbling. Now here I have an heirloom tomato, which I chopped up to put on some salad, and then I never used it. So I'm going to be dumping that in. If you can, try to use all fresh tomatoes, but I just have that one left. And then I'm going to be adding 1 can, of the San Marzano style chopped tomatoes. And this actually has sea salt in it, so be careful with your salt that you put in. And I'm just going to dump that in. My God, it smells so good. And those fresh tomatoes are really, even though these tomatoes are absolutely delicious, if you make it with all fresh tomatoes, it's even better. This would be something perfect to make in the summertime when you have an overabundance of your tomatoes from your garden. So I'm going to hit this with a little bit of black pepper. And then just a dash of the kosher salt that these chopped tomatoes actually had salt in them. I'm going to take a little bit of dried basil. And whenever you're using dried, you want to rub it in your hands and wake up the oils in it. Because otherwise, if you just put it in, it doesn't taste like anything. So just a tiny bit of the basil. And a tiny bit of dried oregano. Just like a little palmful like that. Again, rub it in your hand, wake up those oils. And then I have my beautiful fresh chopped parsley. And when I serve myself the dish, I will hit it with more parsley. You want to add a little bit now. You want to get this stirring. I was going to buy fresh basil at the store, but when I was there, it was very wilted and brown around the edges, and I really didn't like the way it looked. So I said, nope, ixnay on the basil. plastic spoon here. I just want to give this a quick taste. It actually does need a little more salt. But always test before you, you know, dump a whole bunch of stuff in. So I'm going to let this cook and simmer for about 3 minutes or so. And then I'm going to be dumping the rest of that in, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to serve it over. I actually am going to serve it over spaghetti squash, which I just cooked in the microwave. It's right here. Let me get this out of the way. I always make such a mess when I cook, and I have a ton of cleaning to do afterwards. Oh well. See how nice and soft? Oh, and these juices from here, delish. Just pour them right in there. I could probably just rip this open. And this I cooked in the microwave, the spaghetti squash, for about 7 to 8 minutes. It's a very small one. I will have to pick out the seeds, but I'll do that off camera and get whatever spaghetti squash I can get out of it. You can serve this over your regular pasta. You can serve it over your whole grain 0-point pasta, but I want this with just the exception of the 3 teaspoons of olive oil. I wanted this to be almost nearly a 0-point meal. So I'm going to let this sauce go for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to dump the rest of the stuff in and show you how I serve it up, and it's going to be magnificent. I am so excited for this meal. Okay, so I got all of the seeds out of my beautiful spaghetti squash. And instead of roasting it in the oven and taking a half hour, an hour, it is so much easier. I poked a couple of holes in it with a knife, stuck it in the microwave on high, 7-8 minutes. And look at beautiful, delicious spaghetti squash. So now I'm going to take my bowl here of all my vegetables. And I'm just going to dump it into this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sauce, which smells and tastes amazing. This in here. Now, at this point, we don't want to cook it too long in here because we don't want those vegetables getting all soggy. You want a little bit of a bite to them. At least I like it that way anyhow. If you don't like it that way, you don't have to. So maybe about 3 minutes, just so the squash and the eggplant, they kind of soak up that, why is my camera off center? I'm sorry, guys. I'm moving yours around. You must be getting dizzy. Please don't get dizzy on me. There we go. I'm just going to stir this. Let some of that juice soak up into those vegetables. At this point, I have the flame on medium-high. Like I said, just for like 2 minutes. If you like your vegetables a little, you know, softer and mushier, by all means. You can even add mushrooms to this. If you like mushrooms, I hate mushrooms. That's why you'll never see me cook anything with mushrooms. I might do stuffed mushrooms for my husband. And I'll try to do them Weight Watcher friendly so I can do a video on them. But I don't eat mushrooms. And I don't eat seafood. That's why you never see me doing anything with seafood, so I apologize for that. So I know people love their seafood, and I'm sure you would love to see a recipe on that. So let me just taste a little piece here of something. Needs to go a little bit longer to get a little softer. But the taste is fabulous. I really wish they had a yellow squash, and I should have picked up a red bell pepper instead of the green, just to make it more colorful. Real quick while this is cooking, and before I plate up my dish, I just want to say thank you to everybody that watched the last 2 videos, and for all your beautiful comments and your thoughtful comments. And I actually have a list of everybody that commented, which on my, and I still have to look through more of the comments. That's why I didn't do it today. But I just wanted to thank everybody personally and say your name. So maybe later on today when I'm watching TV, I'll scroll through all the comments again and write everybody's name down that I can mention you in Friday's video. I won't be doing a video tomorrow. I'm actually starting next week. It's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Friday will be a weigh-in and a recipe. And then Monday and Wednesday will be recipes or what I eat in a day, you know. But it's just going to be the 3 videos per week. I wanted to maybe on the weekends do a video for my, you know, my Poshmark or my eBay when I go thrifting or, you know, stuff like that. So I'm going to just dedicate myself to the Weight Watchers videos for 3 per week. So I hope you join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to see what I'm cooking up and see what I'm eating, especially Friday's video. I'm going to take the video of me stepping on the scale and to be accountable and to see what progress with me losing my weight. So yeah. All right, I'm going to let this go for another minute. It smells delicious, looks delicious. I'm going to, because if I panned over this way, you would be like, how the heck do you cook, Ollie? Like, it's just such a mess. So I'm going to clean up my kitchen real quick. I'm going to plate this up. And I'm going to show you what it looks like plated up. It's going to be gorgeous. And yeah, so I will return. Okay, so I'm going to plate myself up a dish. I am absolutely starved. So I'm going to start off with some of my beautiful spaghetti squash. Which actually, you know, because I didn't add anything to this, it has no flavor. So the first thing I'm going to do to this is just hit it with a little bit of black pepper. Hit it with a little bit of salt. And some fresh parsley, just in case if I get any bites that don't have the other stuff on it. At least it'll be seasoned for me very nicely. Then I'm going to take, look at this, how beautiful. I cannot wait to eat this. It is so healthy and gorgeous and beautiful. Now, if you wanted to, you can put some Parmesan cheese on this. You can even put some fat-free mozzarella and melt it if you wanted to. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to eat it just like this. Get a little bit more of that delicious sauce. There you have it, guys. Beautiful. Now, I think with 3 teaspoons of olive oil, maybe that's 3 points. And I'm going to get way over 3 servings of this, probably 4, maybe 5. So it's really not even 1 point per serving, but I will call it 1 point per serving. And it looks delicious. I'm going to quick taste it with some of that beautiful spaghetti squash. Like I said, you could eat it just like this as a side with maybe some protein or something, or if you wanted to put it over regular pasta. Oh my word. Oh my word. Delish. Well, guys, I hope you like this recipe. I hope you make it, because it is so delicious. My cats are fighting again. And I'm going to eat Sparky, because I'm starving and this is just too good to not eat. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. And tune in for Friday's video for my weigh-in. And actually, I'm going to be making a cabbage casserole on Friday. So I cannot wait for that. So thanks again, everybody. Have a blessed day. Please don't forget to hit that subscription button. If you're new here, please hit the notification bell. And if you like what I made, please give me a thumbs up. And you can give me a thumbs down because my cats are fighting. Stop it, you guys. All right, guys. I love yous all, and I'll see you all on Friday. Bye-bye.